Hey everybody, hello, hello, hello. It's 2 p.m. Central Daylight Time, and it's time for the Friday, March 27th edition of Shelter Radio. I hope that everybody is doing okay today. I had a bit of, well, they say that you should do something that scares you every day, and today the thing that scared me was going to the grocery store. I have shared this a bit on social media, but because of some events from my past, I have a pretty fair case of what's called complex post-traumatic stress disorder, and that means that I am always processing a lot of stimuli from around me, and I have what's called hypervigilance, which means that I'm always on guard, right? And so, grocery stores under the best of conditions mess with my head. And here's why. Because when you have hypervigilance, when you're in a grocery store, people can be coming at you from any direction, and it's completely random all the time. And so I try and avoid grocery stores if I can, and this is a well-known fact within my family. But because of some circumstances, because my son has been running a low-grade fever, he's doing fine. We're monitoring him, but he's had a low-grade fever for the last couple of days. And because of some work that my wife needed to do here at the house for her job, it fell to me to go to the grocery store today. So I did it. I mean, I got the groceries. It's fine. Nothing went wrong. But what I realized was how much more I am triggered by the present circumstances in a place like a grocery store, because all the normal triggers were there. Plus, there's all this invisible, stuff that I'm worried about. So I'm still a little shaky, actually. Still a little trembly from that. And so I'm doing fine. This is a well-known issue for me and in my house. I mean, all of my family knows that I deal with this, and so I'm well cared for. But I wanted to begin today mentioning that to say, if you have felt triggered, if you are feeling trembly and shaky, if you are feeling like you're snappy at everything and you don't know why and you don't know what's going on, just understand that you may have some issues that you have not had buttons pushed about before, and this circumstance that we're all in might be bringing up some things that are kind of deep down inside of you, and that's okay. It doesn't make you wrong. It doesn't make anything around this wrong. It just means that you are adapting to a crazy situation. And sometimes that might lead to some unexpected results in terms of your emotional landscape. Please be gentle with yourself. Please encourage those around you to be gentle with you. But also, as much as you're able, don't try and act normal if you're not feeling normal. Communicate about it. Actually say, I'm feeling really jarred right now, or I'm feeling really shaky right now. And let those around you not try and fix the problem, but just try and hear what you're saying, and have them understand that right now you're going to be in a state where maybe you might not be at your best. And let's all try and be patient with one another, because none of us, no one has dealt with this before. So I hope that you are continuing to socially distance without being socially indifferent. I hope that you are continuing to be safe and be healthy. I hope that you are continuing to kind of be gentle with yourself and with those around you. And as much as you can, understand that we're all in this together, even though we're separate. Okay, so I've talked enough. I've got some music to play, some new songs. Some of them are requests, and some of them are just ones that I want to play for you. And some of them are some older tunes that I have played earlier in the week. Thanks again for listening, and I hope that you all enjoy today's edition of Shelter Radio. It's clear to me now, I understand. A jump of cards in an idle man's hand, that's all. But oh, you're sleeping. Yes, here's the story of your leaving. I can win you with reason. I can make you agree. The way that I love you, it only makes sense that you love me. But down through the sad facts, I'm sifting. You did not come here without some help from me. I've called you a taxi. It's coming at dawn. I said send the best one. It's a long, long, lonely ride to find the perfect lover for your lover, and the morning light's just breaking. Thought I heard somebody screaming outside, but it was just a bus pulling away. Love is a strange thing. It depends what you give. And sometimes to give means give someone away. But oh, you're sleeping. Same sad pillow said you're leaving. I move with your breathing. I breathe with your beauty. Your sweet heaviness, your soft voice, your rough skin. I press my face. Did you call me? It's only the branches outside flailing. It's only the sirens, they're all wailing. Hurry up, driver, you're going too slow. Can't you go faster? It's a long, long, lonely ride to find the perfect lover for the lover, and the morning lights just break. Continuing the theme of songs that should never be played on a bouzouki. By the way, if you're tuning in and you've not encountered this instrument before, there's no good or logical reason why you should have. This is a bouzouki, and I talked about this, I think, in my first or second edition of Shelter Radio. But I bought this thinking that it would be a nice exotic instrument, and discovered that it's basically just a very large mandolin. But as I continue to tinker around with it, I'm discovering that there's a lot of really interesting sounds that it can play, and so I'm enjoying getting to know a new kind of repertoire and relearning some songs that I used to play on the guitar here on this very interesting instrument. So bouzouki, and I'm going to continue songs that you shouldn't play on the bouzouki. Tried to play this one yesterday, didn't work. Relearned it. Here we go. Two dozen other dirty lovers, must be a sucker for it. Try, I don't need my mother. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Sooner or later your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away, let me down, let me down. Black hair and 7 C's are rotten through, but what can you do? I don't know how I'm meant to act with all of you lot. Sometimes I don't know, then I just know. Sooner or later your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away, let me down, let me down. Run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. Run away and let me down. Dozen other stupid reasons why we should suffer for this. Don't bother trying to explain them. Just hold my hand while I come to a decision on it. Sooner or later your legs give way, you hit the ground. Save it for later, don't run away and let me down. Sooner or later you'll hit the deck, you'll get found out. Save it for later, don't run away, let me down, let me down. Run away and 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 let me down. You run away and let me down. You run away and let me down. You run away and let me down. Run away and The Beat, Save It for Later. Interesting story about that song. That song was written by the guitarist from The Beat, a man by the name of Dave Wakeling. And he brought that song before The Beat was even really The Beat, when they were still kind of rehearsing and getting things together. And the bass player for The Beat thought that the song was too poppy and too standard. And so he refused to let the song be played. And it wasn't released until their third album, okay? So it was suppressed, it was resisted, and then when it was finally released, it has been their biggest hit ever. They're still making money off of that song. Going along with the theme, somewhere inside you may be buried treasure. You may not think that it's worth anything, or others might tell you it's not worth anything. But if you can figure out ways to get those things that are inside you out into the world, you can help to make a difference. You can help to change things. You can help to bring magic. So don't be afraid. Don't hide your light under a bushel. I've always wondered about that phrase, hiding your light under a bushel, because back then the lights were lamps. If you've ever put a lamp under a bushel, hey, what happens? It catches on fire. Not a good idea. Bring out your light. I'm preaching today. I don't know what's up with that. All right. Going to be a lot of cover tunes today. It's just the way that the cookie crumbles. But they're good. They're good songs, and they brought me pleasure learning them over the last couple of days. So I'm glad to share them with you. I ask you to approve my every move, as if you held some kind of guarantee. If I need you to believe what I believe, to validate my own reality. 1, 2, 3. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. Button your lip to your own negative trip. At least don't think you have to include me. When I try to help everyone there is, I only end up helping nobody. And hearing this, I think you would agree. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. 'Cause it's so hard to tell the truth, though I still can if I'm so moved. Still it's easier to pretend and not give up these things, my friend. Some live their lives trying to prove to each other they're the ones who know what's going on. Claiming to reign as kings and queens and presidents, even though it's evident they're pawns, and I am just one pawn singing this song. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. I lie to myself. To myself. To myself. That's a Gerard McHugh song, I Lie to Myself, off of a great album of his called Yard Sale. And again, great memories of playing with Gerard and Melanie Hammett and Dave Zeus Henderson and Jason Neesmith in the band that we used to be in Atlanta called Hey Zelda. We used to play I Lie to Myself. We also used to play Save It for Later, all of those. And so it's nice to revisit these. And Gerard and Zeus and Melanie and Jason, if you all are out there, I love you. I miss you. I miss playing with you. And thank you for all of the good music that you have brought into the world. Pecans. 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 Pecans are the things that you eat. You go across the road and across the street. You go to the store and buy them there. And you can get in a plane and you can fly in the air. Pecans. Pecans. You will go to the site where you will find the lordly might. I'll be the king, the man who can rap. And from the other little guys, you will take no crap because you're pecans. You eat them. You're pecans. You beat them. Your friends, you will mistreat them. You're the king and you can beat them. You eat pecans both night and day. Pecans, they let you play. Pecans, you can feed. Pecans, they are the food you need. We go to Paris, France, Greece, Italy, and there you can always see the women dancing in the street, moving their feet. They are the ones who you'll happen to meet because they want your body. They want your fame. They want your children. They want your very last name. But the thing they want, the most you see, is the pecans you have bought from me. 'Cause I'm the master of rap, the one you know, the best around from head to toe. And I like the pecans. I like to eat because I'm down on the ground and I'm up on my feet. Pecans. 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 So that is Pecans. That song was written by a band, probably the first band I was ever in, called Frozen Taco, back in Columbus, Georgia, in the mid-1980s. And so shout out to Theron Welch and Matthew Rice and Glenn Nelson, God rest his soul, and Carlos Vieira, my old buddies from Frozen Taco. All right, so you have been very, very kind to be with me today. I hope that this has been entertaining and distracting from the sort of nightmare that we're all in right now. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for these chances to be with you. Having this on my calendar every day is so good for my heart and for my head, for my soul. I'm grateful for all of the kind words. I'm grateful for the song requests. Please keep them coming. I would also ask, as much as you can, sort of get friendly with each other in the comments and say hey, old friends bumping into one another, almost like we're together in a real place. And I look forward to the time when we can actually all be together face to face and in person again. You're the pine trees, looking down at the city lights, call it the valley. I'm standing on the only hill in sight. Where are the fountains? I need to get the dirt washed clean. Nothing around here ever gives me what I need to turn the lights out. Babylon, I call another place my home. I hear Bathsheba when playing hooky on some roof. David went lying. Oh, but Nathan spoke the truth. Now we tell that story, just to remind us where we're from, a place where a king bows down and admits the evil that he's done. So turn the lights out, Babylon. You can't hold a candle to that throne. Hung up my guitar, these weeping fingers just won't play. Went down to the river, fell to my knees in the red, red clay. You made us a promise, no matter how far we might roam, your hand is upon us till we find our winding way back home. So hang your gardens, Babylon, and shine your idols, Babylon, and turn the lights out, Babylon. You can't hold a candle to that throne. And I call another place my home. Glad to be with you. Thank you for tuning in. I'll be back 2 p.m. tomorrow Central Time. And until then, please stay safe and please stay healthy. Know that you are missed and know that you are loved. Thank you.